Today, I want to recommend a book called Searching for David's Heart by Cherie Bennett. This book is a little bit difficult, so I would not recommend it to very young readers, but I think that it's appropriate for probably middle grade and junior high. The book is about our main character, Darcy. Darcy's home life is kind of tumultuous. Her family is usually pretty tight for money, and there is sort of an unpleasant dynamic. Darcy's absolute best friend in the whole wide world, her reason for living, he is the light of her life, is her older brother, David. Through a series of unfortunate events, David runs out into traffic and is hit by a car and tragically killed. But he was an organ donor, and so his heart is given to somebody who needs it. Darcy is really struggling. Her family is like going through an extremely difficult time with the loss of their son, but also financially. There is a mentality of placing blame in the wrong places in her home. And so there are like really toxic ideas floating around. And Darcy is heartbroken. She's experiencing depression. She probably doesn't know how to express that. She decides that she needs to find David's heart. And so she goes on a cross-country journey to find the person who has his heart, and she does find it in an unexpected place. Her journey is so interesting to read, and I thought that this was kind of a unique story, especially to be told from the perspective of a child. It is difficult to read in a lot of places because the content is so sad. But I think that the end especially is really beautiful. Sometimes the story can feel a little bit simplistic because it is written for a younger audience. But even as an adult, I think that it still hits home. It hits pretty hard. And I think it is accessible for most young readers. I think that this is appropriate for most young readers. There's no physical romance. There is some language that it's used for a reason. So I think that if you can accept that it's there to make the point, that it's acceptable, it's not that this bad language is just being used for fun, but it is there, so be aware of that. I appreciate that this book deals with a lot of big feelings like grief and loss and depression. It also deals with growing up with less than the people around you and placing blame in the wrong places. This book is appropriate for young readers, but I do think that it's a little bit more emotionally difficult, so be aware of that.